Okay. Okay, so let's build the legs this time. Uh, let's do the right leg. So one thing that you have to keep in mind in here with regards to the build process itself is that, especially for the legs, be very particular. Pay particular attention to the order of operation. So as you can see here, it uses the same style of fonts for the same style. So black text, black shapes to denote both the part number and the assembly order. So you have to pay particularly close attention to that because it can get confusing. And the reason why I'm building the legs first is that, as you can see here, there are a lot of really small parts like this one. Okay, like, can focus, like this one, that are accent pieces to some of the parts, like additional armor pieces on top of the existing armor. And a lot of them are designated with both left and right. So it's gonna be very hard to keep track of everything. So I decided to build the legs first. Okay. So here, we start with this. So I've already pre-assembled this first because I want to be able to much more easily paint all of the parts. So instead of painting for individual parts, I just painted one for this. But that only applies to this part. So let's start. This is 6-1. Then let's go to 6-2. Okay, let me just put it here to show it easier. So 6-2. Sorry. 6-2 is the heel portion. So 6-2 is this and this and these two. So one thing that you want to know what to do here, pay attention. If you think it's very confusing which part goes where, so you just align the different edges. So for example, this part here is long and this part here is parallel to that. So if you put it in there, they should line up and there should be no more problem knowing which goes where. Okay, the other one there, and then the heel. Oops, see there. Okay, now comes the more confusing part. So 6-3, which is the foot itself. So there, be very careful with this. Pay close attention to the order of assembly. So for the main foot part, just this, we put in the accent pieces first. There. Then after that, we put in the sole on 6-1, which is this. So it's a little painful to put it in because there's a lot of tiny gaps here, which hurts on the fingers. Okay, so there we go. Next, After you put this here, the next step is to put in the main foot over here. So it's gonna take a bit to get the proper alignment, but when you do, it's gonna snap in place there. Okay, and after putting in the foot itself, we put in the white piece here, just the foot cover there. Then foot cover, then the accent piece here. So if you are going to have any trouble looking out which part goes where and how, it might be a good idea to just go back and look at the box art, because that will show you that can easily show you how things go together if the manual is being a little ambiguous about the order of things. Okay, there. So after you put that there, put in the white piece in the rear, in the heel, and finally put in the heel assembly. Might take a bit on the assembly, but there we go. Okay, so there's the foot. Put that aside. Next is we build the shin as the assembly. So we build in the ankles. So put in these white pieces here. It only goes in one way. There are some grooves in there. Okay. Next, we put in the ankle guard here. And the accent pieces. Okay, there. And the other one. There we go. And then okay, so there. There we go. Okay, so there's it. Set that aside. Next, we move on to the main assembly here on the thighs. So these are your thigh parts. Put in the poly cap. Then the piston. And then sandwich them in between. So that might be a little hard to do. So what you can do is to put this in first for a while, like so, but not fit it in all the way, so that you'll have some space here. And when you are done, it should be sandwiched in between like that. Okay. There we go. So there. Oh no. There. Okay, next, the main assembly for the knee, or the actual joint for the knee. There. And oops, I haven't cleaned this up properly. So it's good to note that a lot of these armor parts will not be seen anywhere, because there are little to no moving armor gimmicks with the HeavyArms, so you can safely not paint all of the internal armor pieces. Okay, there we go. There. I just painted all the ones that can be seen from the outside. So there we go. After we put that in, we sandwich other parts as well. Sorry about this. There we go. The main knee joint goes next, or the main knee armor goes next. So where does this go? Gonna be like this. Then close up that knee joint like so. There. So again, there. Why doesn't it go all the way in? There we go. Let's try. Oh no, oh wait. That's stupid. Wait, just a sec. So next is the polycap below. There we go. Close up the other half. There. Then you can see here, when the knee bends, you will be able to see this part when the knee bends, even when the suit is completed. Okay. There. So next, 1,000 pieces. So again, there's notches here. Will only go in one way. Then these two. So this is gonna be the right leg. So the one with the hole should be on the outside portion, if you need to know, because this part is where the missile launcher is gonna be placed. There we go. Next, the armor. So again, if you are having trouble knowing the orientation or which goes where, so just look at the parts themselves. So you can see here, those two sides aligned. So it's easier for you to know how a part goes. There. Easy enough. Next. So to make it a bit easier, just bend it like that, like so. And it goes there. Okay. So that you can more easily align the slots for those different parts. Okay, so there we go. That's the thighs. Next, the main knee assembly. Yep, it is. Oh wait, no. Should be like this, yes. Yep. I was right the first time around. There we go. Put it in there. There. Other one. Is it put incorrect? Okay, it's correct. Like this. There. It's the knee assembly. Then the front shin. So again, pay attention here, because if you can see these parts, one is flat on top while the other is raised. So if you want to know the correct way to do it, so here you can see this part is flat, this part is raised. So this flat part here, flat on top, goes to the side, that is flat on top. There we go. and this side, which is raised, goes on the other side. So be careful here again, because the order is reversed. So this side is reversed, the raising side, the raised side I mean, is reversed for the other leg. So here's the front of the shin, and the guard, the accent piece for the knee. Did I put this right? Just a sec. There we go. This is the toughest part. So if you this is something that you have to get right the first time, because once you put it inside there and you notice too late that you put it in incorrectly, there's no getting this out. Okay, there we go. That's the shin. Then the side vents. By the way, this is a new part that is not present in the Bandai kit. So you'll see this when I get to the final assembly and kit review, eventually. Okay. There. It's a very tight fit, but make sure that it's inside there. Okay, there we go. And the vents. There we go. Okay, put this aside, and this guy. There. So now put it all together. Again, pay attention to the order of operation. So this is the right leg. Goes here. Then this goes here. Then this goes here. Then this rear portion goes here. And finally, the knee. The knee covers. So to make it a bit easier, just bend it out. And there. Should be easy enough to assemble. There we go. The knee is a little wobbly, but that's okay. There we go. There. That's the leg. Set it aside. Let's put in the missile pods. So again, be careful here. Order of operation. So the first is put it one on top of the other first. There. And then put in the missile pods. Okay, there. So be careful here because there is a proper orientation like this. So this is not correct. So pay close attention to the manual again, because actually these missile pods are just the same number piece. I think the piece is G2. So the orientation is going to be different. That's the only difference that it will be having when doing the assembly. There. Yep. So other than the shape of the part, if you look at the missile itself, can't get it to focus, but you can see here that there are some notches on the missiles. So you can match that with the one in the manual. Okay, is correct. There we go. Next, we put this in, not like this first. So again, this will only fit in one way. So if you didn't manage to assemble this correctly up until this point, you won't be able to put it in. There we go. And the other one, like so. There. Next, the doors for the missile pods. So if again here with regards to the missile pods, if you think that the manual isn't really very clear on which side goes where, so you fear that you might assemble this incorrectly. If you look at the part itself, there should be a notch near the hinge, a little tiny notch. Can't get it to focus right now, but there should be a notch there, a really tiny notch, and that should be facing forward. I seem to have bent the part, so it's tough getting it in, but with a little coaxing, there we go. I ruined the paint job a bit, but it should be fine. Let's just call that battle damage. Next is here. So yeah, that's the problem with really small parts. Sometimes it's hard to get them to where they need to be, and you end up ruining the paint job that you so painstakingly worked hard at. But it's fine. There we go. Next. So this is a bit larger, so it's easier to put in. more surface area to spread the force around. Okay, and I think there we go. There we go. Now put it in like so. This one, it's the other one. There we go. Another one. There we go. And finally we have this one. There we go. Now just do a final crimp like that. Make sure that everything is solid. There we go. And just see if it opens up. Nice. Set that aside. And we have here the main leg part, the missile pod, the feet, and the ankles. So let's do the waist connection. This polycap is a little too tight. There we go. And then sandwich that polycap like so. There we go. Okay, now let's put this in here. First, let's just make sure that assembly is okay. There, much better. Okay. Let's put it inside there. There we go. All the way in. Then the main foot assembly. There we go. Oops. Oh no. So Some parts are too tight, some are not at all, but it's easily fixable. There. I forgot to put this in, but anyway, that's easy enough to. There we go. Okay, there we go. Put in the waist connection. There we have it. Then finally add in the missiles. And there you have it. The legs for the Supernova heavy arms. Quite nice. Okay. And with that, thank you for viewing, sticking to the end. That's around 40 minutes for just one leg. So yeah, it's taking quite a while, but I'm really liking how this project is turning out. So like and subscribe if you like what you've seen, leave a comment, and that's it for me for now. Lamo out.